Last time I left you with an image, a house that had caught fire, with the children still inside, refusing to come out. This is that story. It's called the Parable of the Burning House, and it's the most famous story in the Lotus Sutra. It's also, on the surface, a deeply troubling one, because in it the Buddha tells a story about a father who, to save his children, lies to them, and then he seems to approve. So what's going on? Why would the Buddha praise a lie? The answer is one of the most important ideas in all of Mahayana Buddhism. But let me tell you the story first. A quick note, if this is your first time here, this story comes from the Lotus Sutra, the scripture we explore on this channel, read through the Chinese Tiantai tradition. There's a full introduction linked at the end if you want it. For now, the house. Imagine a very rich man, an elder with an enormous house, old, sprawling, and falling apart. Inside live his many children. The house has only one narrow gate. One day, without warning, a fire breaks out. It catches in every corner at once. The old beams begin to burn. Smoke fills the halls. The father is outside. He sees the flames, and his heart freezes, because his children are still inside. But here is the strange thing. The children don't run. They're young. They're absorbed in their games, their toys scattered across the floor. They don't understand what fire means. They don't understand danger, or burning, or death. The flames rise around them, and they keep on playing. The father calls out, "Come out, the house is on fire, you'll die." But the words mean nothing to them. They glance up and go back to their games. He could run in and carry them out. But the gate is narrow, the children are many, and in their panic they might scatter deeper into the fire. He needs them to come out themselves, and they won't. Not for the truth. The truth isn't reaching them. So the father stops, and he thinks. He knows his children. He knows what the truth can't do, but a toy can. So he calls out again, and this time he doesn't mention the fire. He says, "Children, come outside, quickly. I've brought you carts, wonderful carts, the kind you've always wanted, a cart pulled by a goat, a cart pulled by a deer, a cart pulled by a great ox. They're right outside the gate. Hurry, before they're gone." And that they understand. The children drop their toys and race for the door, pushing and scrambling out through the narrow gate and out of the burning house, onto the open ground, safe. The father's heart floods with relief. Every one of them is out. Everyone is safe. And now the children gather around him, eyes shining, and ask for what he promised. Where are the carts? The goat cart, the deer cart, the ox cart. Where are they? And here the story turns. The father doesn't give them 3 different carts. This man is fabulously rich, and he loves every one of his children equally, so he gives each of them the same cart. And it is not a goat cart, or a deer cart, or an ordinary ox cart. It is one magnificent carriage, drawn by a great white ox, tall, gleaming, draped in jewels, finer than anything he had promised. The same splendid cart for every single child. He promised them 3 small things. He gave them all one immeasurably greater thing. The Buddha tells this story, and then he explains it. And once you see what each piece means, it opens up. The Father is the Buddha. The great burning house is this world, our world, the one we live in right now. It is on fire, the Buddha says, with suffering. The fires of aging, sickness, and death, the fires of craving, anger, and confusion that burn in every human heart. And the children, playing among the flames, unable to hear the warning, are us, absorbed in our distractions, our toys, our endless busyness, not quite believing anything is really wrong. The 3 carts, the goat, the deer, the ox, are the 3 vehicles, the 3 paths we met last time. 3 teachings shaped to fit what different people at different stages were ready to want and able to follow. And the one great white ox cart, the one the Father actually gives, the same for everyone, far beyond what was promised, is the one vehicle, Buddhahood, the real destination we were always being led toward. Which brings us back to the troubling part. The Father promised 3 carts to get the children moving, and then gave them something else. Did he lie? The Lotus Sutra asks this question directly, and the answer is one of the great ideas of Mahayana Buddhism. It's called upāya, skillful means. Think about what the Father actually did. His children were about to die, and the plain truth, the house is on fire, could not reach them, so he met them where they were. He spoke in the only language they could hear, the language of what they already wanted, not to trick them, to save them. And notice, he didn't give them less than he promised. He gave them more, far more. That's the test. A skillful means isn't a lie, because a lie takes something from you. This gives. It meets you inside your confusion with something you can actually grasp and uses it to carry you towards something true. The Buddha is saying, this is what I have been doing. All the teachings, all the different paths shaped to your level and your moment. They were carts at the gate. They got you moving, but what I always had for you was the same and greater than you were told. The Tiantai masters had a phrase for what this story does. They called it opening the 3 to reveal the 1. The 3 vehicles aren't thrown away as falsehoods. They are opened up, and inside them all along was the 1. The provisional was never the enemy of the truth. It was the truth's doorway. It's a remarkably generous way to see a spiritual path. Nothing that genuinely brought you closer was wasted or wrong. Every cart at the gate was the great cart, in a form you could reach for. There's something quietly devastating in this story, if you sit with it. We are the children. Most of us aren't standing at the edge of some grand spiritual quest. We're inside the house, among our toys, half aware that something is burning and reluctant to put the game down. And the picture the Lotus Sutra gives us isn't a stern voice demanding that we wake up. It's of someone who loves us, who knows the truth won't reach us yet, and is patient and resourceful enough to meet us through the very things we already want, and to give us in the end far more than we knew to ask for. The Buddha didn't stop at one story. The Lotus Sutra is full of them, and the next one is, in its way, even more personal. It's about a man who runs away from home as a boy and spends his whole life in poverty, doing the lowest work he can find, never knowing that he is, in fact, the son and heir of an enormously wealthy man who has been searching for him all along. It's called the parable of the prodigal son, and it asks a question that's hard to shake. What if you are far richer than you think you are, and simply don't know it yet? That's where we'll go next. Until then, take care.